Okay.
Okay, now you can open. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have been so excited to share this video with you guys. I think this is the most excited I've been about a video. I have been working on this project for several months. It shouldn't have taken that long, but there was a lot of hiccups along the way, which caused this to be a longer process than I was hoping for. But I wanted to test my creativity and see if I could come up with an entire design and reconstruct myself, with my husband's help, an entire room using mostly thrifted items as well as a couple of DIY projects. So I reached out to my mom because I feel like I've done most of my house and you guys have already seen a lot of those DIY projects. My hair keeps getting in my mouth. You guys have just seen a ton of stuff at our house, and so I wanted to switch it up a bit and do it at someone else's house. So we are here at my mom's house right now. She eagerly told me that I could have full reign on this basement bedroom. Her only instructions for me was that she wanted it to be kid-friendly, since this is the room where all of the grandkids sleep whenever they stay over. So with those instructions, I kind of sat here and wondered, okay, there's a few different areas in the room that I'm going to want to incorporate, you know, like kid-friendly things. But the space is very, very small, and we already had this big white futon that my mom actually got for free from one of her friends. It was white, and I decided I would paint it, since I'm painting the entire room a really light cream, almost white, like an off-white color. I thought if the bed was white, there would just be too much white in this room. So using that, she wanted to keep the bed, obviously, because she had just got this bed. We were able to still keep this entire room around $500, and that's including the shiplap for the walls. There's one thing I want to talk to you guys about, the specific shiplap. You actually can go and buy already made shiplap. It's great. We actually used it on my mom's bathroom upstairs. It's a really nice clean look if that's what you're going for, but for this room I wanted the look to be as if we had ripped back some walls and there was some shiplap already behind the walls. I wanted it to look really old and distressed and give that really good farmhousey feel. We went with 1/4-inch plywood, and we got like the grossest looking plywood we could find, and then we just ripped strips. I believe these are 8, looking at it, I think they're 8 inches is how wide we cut each of the strips. But my husband just cut them with his saw. So that's what we did here, and I can't remember exactly how many pieces of plywood, but if I remember right, the plywood pieces were only $15 an entire piece, an entire sheet, which typically they can be upwards of $50+ for a sheet of plywood. So this was like the damaged looking plywood that we got. Now there were 3 different things that I wanted to incorporate into this room that were specifically for my mom to give it more of her personal touch. First thing, my mom is obsessed with books, obsessed with reading. If she could have one room in her house, it would be a Beauty and the Beast library, complete with ladders that slide all around. That would be her dream. So she loves to read. My mom was a teacher my entire life, and then she was a principal, and now she works at the district. So her and books kind of go hand in hand. She just loves them. So I thought it would be perfect to give her a little reading area. That was kind of like the #1 thing I wanted to do, but I also wanted to have some cute display that was displaying books, and with a really fun quote, which I had never heard of until I started searching a little bit on Pinterest. I actually can't even remember where I found this quote. I've only seen it one time. The one time I saw it, I didn't say who the author of the quote was, but I've never seen it. I've never seen this in someone's home, and I thought, what a cute saying, especially for someone like my mom. The next one is, my mom actually grew up on a farm, a legit farm. I think that's kind of what all of us strive to live in, or make our homes look like we're living in a farmhouse. But my mom actually did live on a farm her entire life. Her home was torn down a few years ago, and we were able to go and get some scraps from her house. Actually both of her homes. So like her childhood farm home was torn down years ago, and then more recently my mom's house that she was in, I think like high school and a little bit older, but my grandma built that house. That house has also been torn down. They lived like on the main road in our town, and it's just growing and growing, and so all the houses are just being torn down. which makes us really sad. But we were able to go and get a few pieces of scraps from all of the things that they've torn down. And one of those pieces was this barn wood. And she has quite a few scraps of this, but she's like, I don't even know what to do with this. I want to incorporate it into our house somewhere, but I don't know, like, what do you think we should do with it? So when I made this sign, I was just going to frame it in with a piece of frame wood that I always get at Home Depot, but I decided it would be way more fun if I could cut this up, or my husband I should say, and frame this sign in with her barn wood from her barn. So that's what we did, and I think it turned out really cute. You'll get to see here later what her reaction was when she saw this sign. Okay, and then the third thing was this banister. So looking at this, it looks like a pencil. That was my first thought when I looked at this. I'm like, this looks like a pencil. I would like to use it in this room. I wasn't sure if I was going to paint it. I had an idea of maybe making it look like a pencil, you know, painting it the way a pencil looks, but making it distressed and making it look very old and vintage. But I thought it would be appropriate to keep the original color. This is the color of her banister that was in her home again when she was growing up. So each of the kids got one of these little spindles, and I thought it would be cute right here next to these chalkboards because, again, to me it looks like a pencil. So that's what we did here. Okay, speaking of chalkboards, I wanted to show you guys how I made these chalkboards using MDF board and just mixing my own paint. You can actually write on these, so all you need is plaster of Paris, some acrylic paint. You can choose whatever color you want. I went with a few different shades of green, and I also grabbed a gray and a white because I wanted a really muted green color for the chalkboard. As far as the recipe goes, you can find all kinds of recipes online. If you're just using a little bit, I would just use the same exact mixture that I'm doing. So I used 4 tablespoons of the plaster of Paris, 2 tablespoons of water, and then I mixed in about 6 tablespoons of paint. And I think that's kind of give or take. I was really going more for the color, so if I had a little bit too much paint in there, it still worked out just fine.
Fill my head with roses. I can't help but dream away, standing on a field with you.
And again, as you can see here, I'm just using an MDF board. These are just a couple bucks at Home Depot. And I'm painting 2 coats of this paint mixture onto the MDF board.
One thing I know is that there is no one who has a heart as pure, no, not like yours. Dreaming of you.
Then the last and final step is you have to use some chalk, and you're going to rub this all over the board. This is what will allow the chalk to write on and how you can also erase it.
Dreaming of you. I'm dreaming of you.
The very last step is using a damp washcloth. You're just going to wipe all of that away.
What if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no wars. Dreaming of you. Dreaming of you.
I didn't have a tutorial for you guys with these curtains, but I do want to let you guys know that these are just those paint drop cloths you can buy at Home Depot. I bought 2 of them and then I just folded them over a few times to get this look and this length. They do make a few different lengths, so if you have really tall windows and you want curtains like this, you could definitely get the same look using these drop cloths. And then the other thing I picked up was a few of these little drapery clips, and this makes it so you can hang it on a curtain rod.
Beside you, oh quiet, fire breath and open sky. It's not what we know, it's where we go. I grow wings and tell her goodbye. Oh, it's not what we see, it's what we choose to be. Sunflowers, high grass, and bare feet. Oh, but you each second is a treat. I keep my balance next to you. It's true, nowadays there's nothing I wouldn't do for you. Fire breath and open sky. It's not what we know, it's where we go. I grow wings and tell her goodbye.
Okay, now you can open. Let me explain some things now.
Look at that. The lights.
Yeah, there's the lights.
Oh, look at this. Oh, Winnie the
That's awesome.
I love Winnie the Pooh. Look at that. That is the coolest thing ever.
So then over here.
Oh, there's can't be more. I can't take all this in. This is. Oh.
I need to plug this in still.
Oh.
It's perfect, Dad.
This is unbelievable, honey.
Oh yeah, so I was actually deciding if I was gonna paint this into like a pencil and make it all old looking, but anyway, this is your banister. But I thought it looked like a school thing, you know?
Yeah.
How did you come up with this? I believe this is my favorite room in the house.
Now you're gonna come in here and just read and
How did you come? How
relax.
did you think?
Okay guys, well that's it for this video. Please leave a comment down below what kind of videos you guys would like to be seeing over these next couple of months, you know, with all those holidays coming. I love holidays and I love getting creative with the holidays, so let me know what you guys would like to see. If you have not yet hit that red subscribe button, make sure that you do that. And please also hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. That really does help boost my video. So thank you guys again so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.